How's it going, guys? It's Jake, and we are back with another World of Warships Legends replay. If you haven't already, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. It helps out greatly. In today's video, we will be showcasing the Tier 6 Japanese alternate cruiser, light cruiser, I guess, light cruiser, alternate, both would work. The light cruiser Omono. I have Metajerk to thank for this playstyle from watching his streams and watching him play Takahashi. Yes, I don't use Yamamoto on this ship. I use, what's his name, Matsui, however you say that guy's last name. I use him, and he heavily buffs all the torpedoes on the ship. You put his inspirations on correctly, and I think the torpedoes go further than the main guns. And it's a little gimmicky, but I like the gimmicky ships. I like the ships that not everyone plays, right? How many times you see the same types of ships, right? It's typically in the battleships. Like, I feel like there's a lot more variety in the cruiser department. And I think that's by design, right? But how many times do you go to Legendary Tier and you see Yamato, Croydon, Vermont, for those who have it, Ohio, and Incomparable? How many times at Tier 7 do you see Brandenburg and Bismarck? And HE Slinging Iowas, right? Cruisers are great because, like, you get so much versatility in the way you play, but also the types of ships you can, spec them. You can spec them into a certain way of playing. And there's two Japanese cruiser lines. Why would you play both of the lines the exact same way? That doesn't make a ton of sense. It's the same thing with the British line, right? That one is a little different because one class only has AP. It kind of makes you play it differently. But it's a fair question, right? Like, why would you spec Miyoko and Omono the exact same way? You're just playing a light cruiser versus a heavy cruiser with the exact same build. Like, shouldn't you try a different build? And that's exactly what I did. So thanks, Metajerk. You're no longer on the seas, but we salute you. These boats are all about torpedoes. Now, I didn't experiment this with Gokazi, however you say that boat's name. Not great with the pronunciations, but that one I played in a similar fashion as Aoba. I just like to hunk DDs with it. But this one, I gave it a go with just torpedo specs, right? I think the main battery range is like just south of 15 kilometers, and my torpedoes go over 15. And the commander's only like a level 8. I think I have him at level 8. I don't like to be the guy that takes ships into Tier 7 and up with like not the commander not maxed out, but like, dude, you just don't get enough promotion orders. Like, it's just not possible. Like, I could play it with Yamamoto, but I feel like it's just the same as the heavy cruiser one, so I make it work. Either way, these aren't great carry ships. You're kind of a support ship, right? Like, you're spamming torpedoes, you're really kiting. That's kind of why I don't enjoy Japanese cruisers as much. It seems like even look at the hull, for example, right? This is a low HP ship, which is pretty normal for Tier 6. But if you guys know me, I like the American and Russian heavy cruisers, right? You can tank a little in the Russian ones, and you're kind of playing aggressively with that AP. You can defend yourself even without torpedoes. But these ships are made for kiting. Your torps are on the back of the boat. The angles aren't great. Like, look at Michelangelo. You can shoot those forward almost, right? It's not like Rodney where it's on the bow, but like, you can be slightly over-angled or under-angled and still get your torpedoes off. These you have to go full broadside in. So it seems like your positioning capabilities are a lot more limited just because you... Well, actually, Omono's not bad. Omono's good. Miyoko and Mogami and Ibuki and Zhao, the torp angles are atrocious. Like, they're off the back of the ship, right? So, anyways, it seems like positionally you're not always going to be as forward as you would like to be. And, I mean, you can't tank anything. So it's like, kind of have to be the stereotypical spammy cheat, kite to the map border, turn around, do it again. I don't like that piece of it, but it's just a mix-up of how I can play, right? Like, the HE caliber is enough to pen things, and with the Japanese HE, it's really good. It's a little different from the Pan-Asian line, where you basically have destroyer caliber guns, and any pen you're doing is strictly superstructure or fire damage in complement with those awesome deep water torpedoes. But either way, I'm kind of rambling a little bit. It's a really good game. The 27 planes helps XP wise, but this one developed a lot slower than imagined, right? Like, typically, what is it, 8 minutes to go? A little more than 8 minutes to go. Normally, half of the lobby is dead already, and, 2/3 of the lobby is on your team, it seems like. But these aren't great carry ships in the fact that you're relying on hitting very long-range torpedoes and, a lot of fire damage to be able to whittle down battleships. But, if you catch them a little slow, not paying attention, the damage can add up really quick. Like that Irion game, it's crazy. Like, oh, I died, but I launched torpedoes 90 seconds ago, and they just hit. Like, it's so easy to fall asleep on those torpedoes. But either way, really good game, and when it comes down to the end, some pretty good team play too. Like the last two cruisers, or the last cruiser alive, did a pretty good job of not throwing the ship away. So I'm grateful for that, and I'll talk to you guys on the next video.
撃沈を確認。戦場に火災を確認。対応完了しました。対空砲員通常態勢に移行。全艦に次ぐ指定エリアの占領を開始せよ。戦闘終了まで残り5分です。 撃進を確認。対応完了しました。主砲塔大破。警告、戦場に火災を確認。敵戦艦撃進しました。